this video, we're going to create a customer that we can sell our goods to. And we'll be doing this in SAP using the Create Complete Customer. That's TCode XD01. So to get there, let me close up all my folders from previous navigation. I'm going to go into Logistics, Sales and Distribution, Master Data, Business Partner, Customer, Create, and Complete. So that's XD01. Now, when I get in there, it asks, well, how are you going to create this business partner? I'm going to create them as an organization. So a lot of companies sell both to individuals and organizations, and it's important to know which is which so that the sales process works appropriately for each one. Some you may invoice, some you may demand upfront payment. So now we are going to create our customer and we'll give them a business partner number. I'll give mine the number 7190, and then I'll add my company number here. You can add an appropriate business partner for you. If you are working on one of my projects, you'll add your own company number at the end. The grouping will be external number assignment. Again, just like you did for your vendor, if you were following along for that one, you want to make sure you select the very first external number assignment. And the BP role right now, the business partner role right now is FI customer, FLCU 00 new. That's fine. We'll leave it there for now. So our title will be company. And I have to fill in the name. So we'll make this your name. And add company to the end. Okay, your name, your number, company, or whatever your customer company name happens to be. Search term, we'll use our typical SAP user ID search term for that. And then you can make this whatever street number, house number you want. And then we'll go ahead and put this in Denver. Postal code 80202. Country is US. Region, in our case, that's a state. So this is something when a company gets SAP implemented, they'll probably change this to reflect whatever country happens to show up in this and change this to, say, region, province, state, whatever. Language will be English. So you can see there are a lot of commonalities in the business partner screen between creating a customer business partner and a vendor business partner. So one other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to update this, need to update the transportation zone. So that's going to be in the extended area of this street address. So we're going to have to expand that. And you see that shows up down here below my Mountain Standard Time for Denver. So the transportation zone we want to select is Region West. So this is a West region customer. So we're done with the Address tab. Now we're going to go over here to Customer General Data. And when we get there, we're going to assign an external customer number. And we'll call that 190 and your two numbers. You can leave everything else the same. And we will move on to customer unloading points. So that's going to be a little bit farther over here to the right. So you may have to click that arrow to find this particular tab, depending on how big your screen is and how big your SAP window is. And we're going to define a new unloading point. We'll just call it Dock 1. And we'll use the US calendar for this. So this US calendar is important for loading docks. At this point, we can now click on the company code and we'll enter our company code. You'll enter your particular company code. Mine is US 27 here. And then I'll press enter to lock that in and verify everything. I could go down in here into the account management, and let's enter the reconciliation account. And we're going to use our trade accounts receivable account here, and I can look that up, which I will do here. That's the only option I have available. That's 110,000. So that's the only control account that has been set up to communicate with the sales and distribution module right now. So we select that. We'll set up the sort key to be 003. And you can see what that means by document date. And then our planning group will be E2. So that is for domestic customers. Those are the only fields we need to fill in for this tab. So let's go to the Payment Transactions tab, and we'll enter some additional information. Our payment terms will be payable immediately, due net, so that's 0001. And then our tolerance group will be the GBI tolerance group. And we want to turn this checkbox on where we ask SAP to record the payment history. So at this point, we're done with everything we needed in this BP role. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to move right to the next role that we want to work on. And that's going to be customer FLC U01. When I click on that, you can see that SAP tells you, hey, you're changing to another role, but you haven't saved what you've done yet. So yes, we do want to save what we've done. So we'll save the work we've done in the original role, FLCU00. And now you can see this refreshes, tells us we're now creating a new role for this same customer, and lets us pick right up where we were. So let's go over to sales and distribution up here. And right here in this top header sales area, information we'll put in our sales org. And if you don't remember what it is, we'll look it up. And we recall it starts with UE. So that'll be, for me, UE27. And I want my distribution to be wholesale and division to be accessories. So I can actually click this one right here and populate all three of those fields at once. So UE27, distribution channel is warehouse, division is AS. And now I can press enter just to validate those and look them up. Now I'm going to go over to the orders information down here, and I'm going to fill in the sales district. So this is one, we have northern and southern sales districts. Now remember, when we assigned the customer was in the eastern or western customer district. So this is a good distinction in how you can set up a lot of different regional breakdowns for different purposes within your ERP. Sales district 00002, and then our order probability will be 100%. So if we get an order, it's 100% likely, then we're going to follow through with it. Currency USD, that's already populated. If it's not for you, make sure you have it in there. And then we need to fill in these two pricing fields for statistical purposes. So the pricing group, we're going to call this a bulk buyer. So this will be one of our customers that we expect to buy from us frequently and in large quantities. And then the customer pricing procedure is going to be, we'll select the standard procedure, which is number 1 here. So now we can move over to the shipping tab. And I want my delivery priority to be normal, which is 02. And then I want to check this checkbox order combination. And I'm going to use my Miami plant as my delivery plant. So for me, that'll be Miami 27. So again, you can see here for the sales org, I've got two choices. I'll choose my Miami plant, not my Dallas plant. And then under shipping conditions, we will select 01 standard. And then the number of maximum partial deliveries we will allow is 9. All right, so we've got some good information in there. Now we need to set up how we're going to bill the customer. So we'll skip past the billing documents section. We're going to go down right to Incoterms. And you can see there are a number of entries there. We want to use FOB, just plain old free on board. And we could actually type in a little description for this. So we'll just call it free on board. Go ahead and spell it out. And we will put in the customer number as well. So for me, that's 719027. Yours will be whatever your customer number happens to be. Okay, payment terms. Payable immediately, due net. And then we go into the account assignment group customer. So how are we assigning this customer to our accounting recognition? And here you can see, well, this is domestic revenues versus foreign revenues. Some companies have to split that out for reporting purposes, or affiliated companies. So this is just plain old domestic revenues for our company. And that's the value. We'll give that 01. And then for the output tax section, we've got a little bit of the same deal with the tax classification where the column is a little bit squished, not quite as much as it was before, but we'll just put our 0 in there for all three of these values. And at that point, we have completed our work for this role in the customer as well, and we can click Save. And we see changes have been saved. Remember, we saved the customer when we started working on this second role. Now we have just changed these values for this new role to the same customer. All right, so we've got our customer set up. Let's go back to the main menu and see what we need to do next.